Sorry about that. If you hear my dogs barking randomly throughout the video, it's because our front door is open, because we actually have some pretty nice weather going on in Phoenix right now. After a few days of triple digits, summer has hit us full force, and it's terrible. It's terrible. Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Today is Wednesday, the 31st. That means it's time for another Top 5 Wednesday. I know I said I was gonna be really regular with my videos. I feel like I lied to you all. I'm so sorry. It's been like a week since I made a video. I know I said I wanted to do more Top 5 Wednesday videos too, but that kind of went out the window. But I absolutely love this topic, so I wanted to make sure I made time to do it. Today's Top 5 Wednesday topic is fandoms you are no longer a part of. All of them are shows, but some of them are adaptations from books or comics. If you don't know what Top 5 Wednesday is, I'm going to link the Goodreads group in the description. It's really fun. They have different topics every Wednesday where we can talk about stuffs, and it's fantastic. I love Top 5 Wednesday. So like always, I'm going to start at number 5 and work my way down. Number 5 on my list is True Blood. I read those books before it became the show. The books are the Sookie Stackhouse novels by Charlotte Harris. The show is called True Blood. It was on HBO for 7 seasons, I believe, and I loved those books up until, spoiler alert, Eric and Sookie weren't together anymore. And I loved the show until, spoiler alert, Eric and Sookie weren't together. A part of that fandom, Eric and Sookie were my OTP. I loved them together so much. So I believe it was with the 4th book and also the 4th season on the show, Eric gets cursed by witches and he forgets who he is. I mean, he knows he's a vampire and he knows he's really old, and you know, he knows that basic stuff about himself, but he doesn't have the memories of being Eric. And that's when Sookie kind of connects with him, because he's not that snarky, sarcastic vampire that she kind of couldn't stand. She saw a different side to him, something that was still Eric, but he kind of hid under all the layers of like cynicism. So I think it's after the 4th book and after the 4th season it started to kind of go downhill for me. I know in the books they do eventually make their way back to each other for a couple of books, but then something happens and they break up again. Sookie wants a normal life, blah, blah, blah. And they just never end up together. Sorry, spoiler alert if you didn't know that. While I did finish the series and I did finish this show, it kind of lost its shine for me after all that went down. Number 4 is Doctor Who. I wouldn't say that I'm no longer a part of that fandom. It's just that I was never really invested in that fandom. I watched, I want to say, the first of the new Doctor Who's. I think I watched the first 2 seasons and I loved them. I mean, they were great. I followed a lot of Doctor Who stuff on Pinterest and I love all the doctors. I read all the spoilers, so I know what happens already, even though I haven't finished up with the show. And I think I wanted to stop because I wanted to watch the old Doctor Who's, like from the 60s. And someone told me, it's like, oh, don't do it. You don't have to do it to enjoy the new shows. And the old shows are, I think she said they were really boring, and the effects obviously were not up to par with the new show because, hello, it was the 60s. But I felt like I couldn't be completely invested in that Doctor Who fandom without having the entire backstory of Doctor Who. And even though I have read a lot of stuff online, and I think I've well and truly spoiled myself for Doctor Who, I will eventually watch them all. It's just I'm not super invested right now, even though I love the Doctors, I love Rose, I love all the characters. I mean, they're great. It's obviously a really great show. Everyone loves them. It's just right now I'm invested in other shows, so that's kind of taken a backseat. Number 3 on my list is Being Human. It started out with the UK version, which came out first and I believe is still going. I'm not caught up. I think I've only seen the first 4 seasons. And then Sci-Fi did their own version, the US did their own version on Sci-Fi, and that only went for 4 seasons, which I watched them all. And I just love these characters. I mean, it's something great about, if you don't know what the show's about, it's about a ghost, a werewolf, and a vampire, and their roommates in this flat in London. And it's just their day-to-day life trying to fit in and be human. In both versions, the UK and the US version, I love the actors. They're great. I love their characters. Doing this Top 5 Wednesday and actually thinking of things that I was a part of before made me want to watch all the stuff that I'm talking about right now. But yeah, if you haven't watched that show, definitely do it. It's great. It's just something that I haven't picked back up again after the US version stopped. Number 2 on my list is Emerald City. And I stopped being part of this fandom not by my own choice. Emerald City was an NBC show that was a Wizard of Oz retelling. When Dorothy gets to Oz, she gets there the same way. She gets there by a cyclone, but she's an adult. She's not a teenager or a kid. And Oz is in the middle of this turmoil against magic and science. So there's a lot of, the wizard is this advocate for science and not for magic, and he has, you know, the witches working for him, but the wizard himself is a scientist. He's not a magician at all. So that's kind of the twist on it. And it only went on for 1 season, and then it was canceled. And I really enjoyed the show. The main character, Dorothy, I'm totally drawing a blank right now of what her name is. I don't think she's a very well-known actress. I mean, I haven't seen her in anything. That doesn't mean she hasn't been in anything, but I haven't seen her in anything. But she was amazing. A lot of the actors in there did such a phenomenal job. There was a lot of episodes where just certain scenes, especially with the witches, like gave me chills. I really enjoyed it, but the ratings weren't there, so NBC actually canceled it. And it sucks because it ended on a cliffhanger. So I guess I just have fan fiction to tide me over. Number 1 on my list is Smallville. For those of you who don't know what Smallville is, it is a show centered around Clark Kent or Superman. And it starts out when he's in high school. So obviously he has his powers and everything. The first few episodes, he doesn't know he's from Krypton. His parents have kept that a secret from him. He just knows he has these abilities. And as he learns the truth and understanding his abilities, that's where, you know, everything takes off. And I remember when this show aired, I believe it was 2001. I think it went from 2001 to 2011 because it went for 10 seasons. And I loved this show. One of the things that made me a little angry about this show is that Lois, the character Lois Lane, doesn't even come into the show until season 4. And I'm like, what the heck is that? Like, obviously, she doesn't even come into season 4. And spoiler alert, I'm sorry I'm ruining this for you. Those characters don't even get together. Even kind of like, I mean, those two actors, Tom Welling and Erica Durance, who play Clark Kent and Lois Lane, they have great chemistry together. Whenever they're on screen together, it's just magic, pure magic. But those characters don't even get any kind of subtle sexual chemistry until about season 8. So, season 8, Lois Lane doesn't even come into the show until season 4. You have 4 years, 4 seasons until you get the finally that chemistry that you're looking for, because obviously you know Lois Lane and Clark Kent get together, but in the show, season 8, and they don't even officially become a couple until season 9. That, oh my gosh, if you even look up the word angst in the dictionary, I'm telling you. I've actually started rewatching Smallville because I believe I have the first 3 seasons on DVD. So, and I think they're on Hulu too, all 10 seasons. But rewatching, especially the first season when Tom Welling is so young and Clark Kent is in high school and he still doesn't quite have the weight of the world on his shoulders yet. He's still like this carefree teenager in high school, and there are just certain scenes where he's just carefree and he smiles and he's laughing, and you just cannot help but smile too. Tom Welling just has that infectious smile and laughter that you just... I'm watching the episode and this scene goes by and I'm just grinning like a freaking idiot. But yeah, great show. I read a lot of great fan fiction from Smallville as well, and it's just fantastic. I don't know why I stopped being a part of all these fandoms. But there you go. That is my list of my top 5 fandoms that I'm no longer a part of, which I think after doing this video, I'm going to slowly reintegrate myself into those fandoms. If you did a top 5 Wednesday, please link it in the comments below because I would love to watch it. And don't forget to like my video if you did, and subscribe to my channel. You can follow me on Goodreads, Instagram, Twitter, and Tumblr. I'll see you next time, avid readers.